Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, we'll be discussing Wrestlemania 31, which happened in May on the 30th anniversary of Wrestlemania 3. Not 30th, the 28th anniversary, I should correct me, the 28th anniversary of Wrestlemania 3, which I consider to be the best Wrestlemania ever. And this Wrestlemania 31 took place at in San Francisco in Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California, which is at the time was the newest stadium for the San Francisco 49ers. And they had over 70,000 fans jammed in there to watch this event. Of course, this event was aired this last week on Fox Sports 1, and I should bring this out. This is like the this is the fourth WrestleMania that aired on. I believe there's there's about 4 WrestleManias that aired on Fox Sports 1, and also ESPN also I believe aired a couple. Like one or two of them. I think also Fox Sports 1 has aired 2 of them, WrestleMania 3 and WrestleMania 31. But the thing that stinks is they cut matches out. Because according to the program guys, put up certain matches and they only cut out like 2 of them that they featured. And that's the Under the Giant Battle Royal, which kicked off WrestleMania 31, and the Intercontinental Championship match was cut out. But, for time, because they have it on for 4 hours, and with the constant commercials in it, they cut, matches out, which is ridiculous. I mean, if they're going to broadcast WrestleMania, show the entire card, right? Because recently they showed WrestleMania 3, like I just mentioned, and 4 of the 12 matches they cut out, and this was only like a 2-hour, 45-minute show, without the intermission in it, and it was on for 4 hours, and they said, okay, it's on for 4 hours, you could squeeze in all the matches, depending how many commercials they had in there, and they cut out 4 of the matches. So, here they only cut out at least 2 matches they cut out on the court. One of the matches they did have was the Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton match, and which Seth Rollins won, and which is a big win later on, which we're going to get into. And they thought this was a pretty good match for what it was. And one thing they did like is that the matches, at least this version they showed on Fox Sports 1, didn't go on forever. I mean, it looks like they felt like maybe like 15 or 20-minute matches, and which is not that terrible. I mean, the other 2 recent WrestleManias they reviewed, WrestleMania 30 and WrestleMania 32, those matches went on way too long. And this one didn't feel that went on way too long. I thought it was moved at a pretty good pace, at least I felt. One of the other matches they showed was the Divas Tag Team match between the Bellas and AJ Lee and Paige. That was a pretty good match with the Bellas losing, but it was a decent match for what it was. I liked that match. They also had Triple H versus Sting, and Triple H's entrance took way too long with all the whole Terminator bit. Because that year, Schwarzenegger got into the WWF Hall of Fame, so they had the whole thing with the Terminator, with Triple H, and he beat Sting, which was a surprise, because everybody expected Sting to beat Triple H, but Triple H ended up winning. We won the few times that Triple H actually won at WrestleMania. Even though he has the second most matches in WrestleMania history, his win-loss record is terrible. One of the other big matches they had was John Cena beating Rusev for the U.S. Championship, which is one behind Ric Flair for the most title wins. And that was also a pretty good match between the 2 guys. And like I said, all the matches in this thing was pretty. I'm not going to analyze every single match, and it's going to take way too long. But that match was also very good. I'm already discussing the matches that was on the Fox Sports 1 rebroadcast of WrestleMania 31. So if I'm not discussing the 2 matches I mentioned earlier, you know why. Because they cut them off. The other matches that were on here that was on the show was the Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt match, and once again the entrance for Bray Wyatt took way too long, and he had these dancing, this guys dance, dressed up like skeletons dancing down the aisle to the ring. That took way too long. They had to take about maybe 5 minutes for Bray Wyatt to get to the entrance to the ring. I mean, next time they ever do another WrestleMania in a football stadium, I'd like to see him on the court and get down to the ring much faster. Like he did at WrestleMania 3, WrestleMania 6. Well, technically, Skydome was not a football stadium; it was a baseball stadium. Anyway, was the Undertaker regains his winning streak in WrestleMania, even though he will lose to Roman Reigns, I think, like the next year. Next year, I think he lost to Roman Reigns, so he lost twice. No, 2 years later. Excuse me, 2 years later, he will lose again. Then, of course, the main event was the championship match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. And this was a pretty damn good match. They had gone on, of course, lately in this generation of the WWF wrestling, every time we have a great match like this, where the two guys who really are fighting it out, like Reigns and Lesnar were doing, that something's going to come along and screw it up and ruin the ending for the fans, either who are at the Levi's Stadium or the ones who ordered this thing on pay-per-view, and that something's going to come along and ruin the whole goddamn match. And that's what happened here. And when Seth Rollins had the Money in the Bank contract, which you can cash in at any time, and Rollins and Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar were being the what out of each other, to the point where Seth Rollins comes right down the ring, cashes his Money in the Bank match, and now it's a triple threat match. Seth Rollins has to do is pin somebody, and he would be the next champ. Which he does, he pins Roman Reigns 1, 2, 3 in the ring. He becomes a new world champ, and everybody got outraged that he stole the moment from Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns was about to beat Lesnar, and Seth Rollins comes in and messes the whole damn thing up. And it was like one of the biggest steals in WWF history. And people talk about, that was one of the greatest endings of all time because you didn't expect it. I knew, truth is, WrestleMania is 5 years old now, and you knew what the results were going to be. But still, in the last 10 years or so, when you watch either Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, if you're watching a great match, somebody's going to interfere, something's going to happen, or you're going to have a count-out finish, or a DQ finish, or whatever, or somebody will come in and you have a DQ finish. That's what happened here. Instead of having a DQ finish, you have a guy who wasn't originally in the match and the story comes in and wins. I mean that's the type, because nobody wanted. I don't think anybody to this day wants Roman Reigns to be the champ, even though he has won the championship, I think, a couple of times. And no one, WWE fans don't want Roman Reigns to be the champ. There's something against them. They booed the crap out of him when he beat the Undertaker in WrestleMania a couple of years later. I think WrestleMania 33 when he beats the Undertaker. People hate this guy for some reason. Hey, this guy is recovering from leukemia twice. Can't give this guy a break. Don't they have any sympathy for this guy? But I thought the WrestleMania 31, at least the matches they showed on Fox Sports 1 from WrestleMania 31, was a pretty damn good show for what it was. So that's my review for WrestleMania 31. Please click on the video, please rate it, please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video on your Facebook pages. You check out all my reviews on my YouTube channel at rallyc.com, that's all WDY, c.com, that's the homepage of Rally Reviewer, Chris Lee Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching, catch you next time.